All right, you guys, let's start and settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture, except for Kimberly, who's allowed to lie down. All right. Kimberly, are you able to come to meditation in the morning on Friday?
At 9:30, right, for me? Yes, I can, yes.
Okay, because I want to do the body of light meditation again
Okay, I have
for
guests
you.
coming, but I'll make sure she comes at around 11, so
Well,
that would be great.
she can do it with us if she
Oh,
wants.
I think that'd be too early for her to come.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. All right, thank you. All right, everybody, let's settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. I am going to blur my background. Yeah, 'cause it does look a little like I'm in a hospital, which I am kind of. All right. So just as you're, checking your feet on the ground, feel the weight of the soles of the feet on the floor. Of course, so Judith is lying down as well. So Judith and Kimberly, you're going to be feeling the weight of the length of your whole body as it's resting on the mattress. Actually, Kimberly, looks like you've got a super comfy mattress there from your Facebook post. It looks like billowing clouds of something. Anyway,
I'm so comfortable.
yeah, it looks comfy. All right, and just rest your hands in your lap, right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching, and align your shoulders with your hips. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light that stretch from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So imagine you're lengthening your spine, the back of your neck. So you can have your head angled with a little bit of length at the back of the neck, so you're not constricted at the base of the skull. If you have your head too far forward, you're going to be falling asleep. So just be nice and long. And for those of you who are lying down, as best you can. Then go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, the jaw, the temples, the ear, the inner ears, the back of the head. Just relax your shoulders. Allow your shoulder blades to drop down and relax the throat and the chest and the belly. And just relax all of your limbs. And just for those of you lying down, just allow your limbs to let go, the weight of your limbs to let go into your mattress. And notice the breath sensations as you inhale and exhale. And so since Kimberly was talking about, her nurses saying to her that, when she asked them, what happens on your life, when you die, what actually happens, in the conventional world. And they said you you breathe in and then you exhale and that's it, finish. So your last breath is an exhalation. So that gives me a little bit more information about the intimacy between my life force and my breath. So you might want to think about, one of this purification practice benefits is that we're constantly focusing on the mind, trying to be more positive. So it's really important that at the time of your death, your mind is in a positive place. So, you might get run over by a truck crossing the street. So you want to be trying to be in a positive state as best you can, thinking positive thoughts rather than ruminating or being angry. So this practice is just an opportunity for us to just check out and see what's going on in our mind and purify all these actions that of the body and the speech and the mind. So bring to mind, all the people of your life, your loved ones, the ones you don't like so much, you find irritating, and then your strangers. And they all exchange places, they all swap places, and they're all due to karma and impermanence. These relationships can change. And they're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And we dedicate this practice to everybody who needs it, to Kimberly, Judith, Amy, anyone you know who's got maybe some health issues right now, or life issues, or emotional issues. And probably every single human being in this place where we are at the Aldersley. So anyway, people that you know yourself in your heart. And then think, we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change that by creating positivity. And we do this practice in the context of the 4 opponent powers. The first of these is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this life, in future lives, and all of our past lives. So everything we experience is due to our past karma. Everything's based on the logic of karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want their future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret our delusions, attachment, anger, all the rest. And these are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And we're not needing Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us necessarily. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. There's a little image now in front of you, facing the same way as you. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, We need to rely upon other beings. So developing compassion comes under the heading of reliance because we're relying upon other beings to help us develop it. And compassion is really a wish for others to be free from suffering. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and particularly have compassion for them because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them in the future. So now we have the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. It keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body. Except this time it forces up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dinapatita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita Drita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. Everything you read and write, everything you write, everything you produce that can be read, emails, letters, books, thesis, Facebook posts, all of this, all your voice. So try and make sure it's beneficial for others. And then comes the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. This arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you imagine you walk into a room and you flick on the switch. And the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So imagine the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment, your neediness, anger, bitterness, grudges, anxieties, jealousy, resentment, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted. All your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now that there's no space in your heart for anything other than love, kindness, wisdom, and compassion. And now is the purification of that kind of like a refined purification, if you will, of the body, speech, and mind. So it's like imprints. So Vajrasattva sends again light and nectar. So you imagine the nectar pouring down, pushing out the negativities of the body, the nectar pushing up the negativities of the speech, and then the light coming and just blasting all of your delusions. So this eradicates completely even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Trida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Trida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And this is this determination to refrain from harming with your body and speech and mind. So without making a decision like this, nothing really is going to change. You've got to decide that this is what you want. So just decide. And then rejoice in your efforts coming along tonight, even though some of you are not terribly well. Some of you are really tired, have busy jobs. Shrey, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So, lots of effort all around. So just rejoice. And then think of something you'd like to work on and keep it simple. Don't make it a big project. Just a little, one tiny step at a time. And then imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind, and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So, even if you only know that word emptiness, try and place your mind there for, a few seconds. And you can think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to you might not necessarily be the way they actually exist. It's always good to think that. Question everything you see. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. This was recommended by His Holiness. We're up to verse 2 or chapter 2, the reply. And so the Blessed One, Lord Shakyamuni, the best of men, the fully awakened one, extending from his mouth his handsome tongue, a tongue unmatched in both its breadth and length, displaying a gentle smile to living beings, a smile that fills the threefold world with light, that tames the enemy, the four Maras, that ends unwanted birth in all three forms, his voice melodious like that of Brahma, completely filling all the triple world, replied as follows to the Lord of Secrets, to Vajrapani, strongest of the strong. Okay, everyone. Lots of love let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And, all of you have different teachers. Some of us have the similar teachers, the same teachers. So let's just make a wish for them all to live long. Doesn't have to be from this tradition. Doesn't even have to be your Buddhist teachers. Could be, your school teachers, university teachers, people who've mentored you, someone that's benefited your life. Just make a strong wish for them to live long. Okay, everyone. Lots of love. Good night. Thank you so much for hosting.